So we're just gonna do an unscripted version because last episode was kind of awkward and stiff. This episode is going to be me taking you through a tour of my art style changes over the course of the 3 years that I've been working on this project. So the image you see here is just Blossom wearing her burlesque outfit from one of the later chapters. I cannot think of which one it was. But yes, some of the very early images, and you can see a picture of her just kind of like staring, and then a kind of a crappy break in the bottom. And we have our Greens asteroid scene here. Back when I was first drawing fan art for More Than Human, I kind of had this pseudo semi-realism style going for it. I was trying to like emulate a certain look, but it just wasn't quite working. But I mean, I'm still happy with how it turned out because I mean, like, it's pretty cool with the colors and the star in the background. And here we have another Greens image here. It's the cot scene, and you can see Butch. Butch just looks like Jacob from Twilight. Like, it's like, oh my god. Buttercup looks a little bit better. I think I made her eyes blue in this picture, but like, yeah, things were a little awkward in the very beginning here. And here we have our school set. We have Buttercup, Blossom, and Bubbles. This is just like pre-comic designs. Like, I just, like, I was trying to emulate a certain look. I'm pretty happy with this, but it's just very, very different from how I'm doing my art style now. And we got the boys. Not much to say about these, just pretty basic looking. And then this is the chapter where Brick gets his hair cut, and then they're in the bathroom, and Blossom's like, oh my god, leave me alone. But like, Blossom just looks so weird. Like, I was like trying too hard or something, but it's just, and Brick's hand is just like so tiny. But this is like some of the very first fan art, so that's just how it looks. We're gonna move on to like the designs that I had come up with for the comic when I first started coming up with the idea that I was actually gonna make this into a comic. Okay, so we got some anime style going on here. Like, I was trying to emulate a certain manga style, and usually when that happens, it doesn't really work out because it's not your style really, but you're trying to make it your style, and it just doesn't work. But we got Brick and Blossom trying to do the dance thing, Angry Buttercup just kind of Blossom staring off into nowhere. We got some designs for the mayor. I don't know if I'll ever give him any screen time. I was kind of playing around with some different designs for him. Some more like semi-realistic and then just like show style. I don't know if I will give him screen time or not, but I might choose the bottom left. I kind of like that one the best. And we got some professors going on over here. I got the long face syndrome going on over here. I made their faces so long. Like, oh my god. But just coming up with a general idea of how I wanted him to look. Then we got Miss Keene. She hasn't changed much. It's always fun to kind of change their outfits and hairstyles of how you might imagine them 10 years later. I think I did a pretty good job. And then we got our villains, Mojo Jojo and him. Not much change to the original designs, just trying to make them, they trying to fit my style. And we got the boys, and they've definitely changed as well. I don't think I have got their designs up, but I'll probably make a third video in companionship to this one. Got Princess and her mom, and Robin randomly. And here we have like one of the very first drawings I did of the characters. I had a very they're very stylized. Like, I was going for this really anime look. really trying hard to make him look like the anime. And then you got like a very, very early version of Butch down below. He looks really young in that drawing, but alas, that's what you get when you draw at the very beginning. And now we're going to go in to the third group of drawings. This is when I really started to figure out my style and how I was going to like work things out. And the reason my style changed so abruptly is because when I was working on the storyboards for chapter 1, I was drawing them over and over and over, and I did like 86 pages of drawings, and I did like 20 styles per drawing, so that's a lot of drawings. And so over time, my style just kind of evolved out of that exercise I did. This is just a drawing of Buttercup and Butch fighting. Not much to say about this one. We got Buttercup with her microphone. I think this was chapter 8 or 9. I suck. I can't remember. But yeah, I was playing around with shading and like tones and Clip Studio Paint. And then here we have a slightly different style. I found a pen tool in Clip Studio that I liked better, and I was really playing around with the panel layouts, and I also was making the image file a lot larger so I could get more detail in. And this is some early designs of the boys. Like, Brick's hair is just all over the place. Like, his hair has gone through so many changes. Like, it's ridiculous. I'll probably open up one of the files since I'm recording this sort of spontaneously, so you can see the difference. But like, Butch and Boomer haven't changed much. Boomer's hair has gone a little bit longer, but this is an early one here. And then that's one of the very first drawings of Buttercup I did in the kind of like the new style. Kind of like the style kind of evolved when I changed the tool, because I was actually able to like express my line art a little bit more accurately with this tool. And there's an older version of Buttercup. I was playing around with screen tones, but it didn't quite feel like my style because I was using a more smooth G pen, and it wasn't quite picking up on my strokes. And there's a very, very early version. Like, I was still making Boomer and Bubbles' hair slightly curly back then. I was messing around with the screen tones. And we're gonna get to the latest style. There's not much because I didn't take many screenshots, but maybe I'll bring some more in. Okay, so I was doing Inktober in 2020, and so I was drawing more Pop-Up Girl art, and I finally figured out that it's easier to draw Brick with his bangs not smack dab over his face, and if you kind of fluff them out a little bit, they're easier to like draw his eyes in without them being obscured. And Boomer, he evolved his little idiot hair. And then we have a drawing of Blossom from the prom episode. I don't know if I'll change the design much. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. And this is a screenshot of Chapter 1, Part 5. So it's very recent. I've really figured out, like, how Blossom's hair worked. Like, for the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to do her hair. But I finally figured out, like, the methodology of doing it. Like, Buttercup's was easy. Like, her hair design came really easily. But Blossom's and Brick's took forever. And this is actually from part 6. It's the party episode, and so Blossom's hair is going to be looking a little different, as well as Bubbles, since they have their party clothes on. But I was really happy with how Buttercup turned out in this these panels, and I actually started using the mannequins to help me with my anatomy, and that actually speeds up the comic process a lot. I'm going to open up some of the... Oh, that's not it. That is Wings of Fire fan art. Yay! I am going to open up some more recent artwork. And you can see, like, I've shared this on my blog, but when it loads, yeah, you can see Brick's hair is just, like, puffing straight out. And then Blossom's hair is, like, I started giving her some cowlicks because, like, when her hair is, like, in the braids, like, it's a little less under control. But I came up with a sort of method of giving her, I guess you could basically call it Kagome hair, but it's easy. It works for Blossom. And then it's kind of similar to Buttercup, where there is 3 pieces. There's like the side, in the middle, and then the other side. But hers is a little bit more uniform.